While I was at IBR, I had a great deal of contact with Dr. Joe Brady. He had been kind enough when I first got to IBR to transfer a grant from Jack Findlay to myself using Jack Findlay's very elegant, very clever program for training rhesus monkeys to count to 3 as a behavioral assay for the depth of an experimentally induced state of uremia. And when I finally was able to, when I did apply right away for NIH grants, and I brought 2 in, Dr. Brady was the consultant on both grants, and so I saw him and talked to him frequently. And what I saw was that he had begun carrying out experiments in what would come to be called behavioral pharmacology, using operant conditioning paradigms to determine the effect of pharmacological agents on behavior. On the one hand, it was an obvious thing to do, as so many important scientific contributions are. They're obvious once they've been done. However, as far as I knew, this had not been done before. I was immensely impressed by this bold departure. Later, when I left IBR and went to my present institution, the University of Alabama at Birmingham, or UAB, I knew that it would be of value to follow Dr. Brady's brilliant example, to try to see if motor deficit of patients with stroke could be improved by the same behavioral methods that had been so successful with the afferented monkeys. And so Brady's pioneering work suggested that this was a possibility that was worth exploring. And postdoc students in the United States, and they all came to Walter Reed, and they did research there, so that at that point, Walter Reed was one of the great research institutes in the world. And so, when all of these investigators finished their 2 or 3 year stint at Walter Reed, Dr. Brady would give them a gift of the equipment that they had worked on, which helped them set up their laboratory and the institute. So there are a lot of people among the best investigators in behavior and behavioral neuroscience in the country who are very beholden to Dr. Brady.
He has an enormous influence on the area, that's for sure. He also was instrumental in the lab in Denmark where I was doing my early work. He had been part of how that actually developed, so that was very interesting.